Hi everybody, how's everybody doing? It's Colleen here with Chalk Couture. Coming in with a St. Patty's project today. Yay! Switching it up from Valentine's. We're moving on to St. Patty's. Just go ahead and get my iPad going. And hello and welcome. Ooh, hello. Let me turn that down. Gonna get the iPad going here without volume this time. That would be good. And there we are. Hello, Johnny. How are you? Okay, so this actually is a Valentine's transfer from last year. It says, "Who needs luck when you've got this much charm?" I love this thing. It's so adorable. So I have it on a box frame, which was a Michael special box frame. Hanging in there, Johnny. Cannot complain. So far, so good. Cleaning up the craft room today, and then I cleaned off the shadow box from a design that I had on it previously, and I thought, oh, let's do a little St. Patty's, because I found some little knick-knacky things that were St. Patty's, so I thought, let's come in and do something fun with that. So I'm just going to use 2 shades of green. This one is our lime green, which is very similar to what's available in our catalog, current catalog, and future catalog will be kiwi. It's very similar to that. I just have the old version, which is lime, and then we have green envy, which this is a brand new jar. So I'm going to, I think I'm going to actually just use one of my little stirry sticks to get this open. There's no real good way to get these open. We have actually, I've seen some requests, so hopefully we'll see it sometime soon for a little tab on here, which would make things a heck of a lot easier. But in the meanwhile, you know, you make do with what you have and you work with it, right? So we will figure this out with trying to not get a lot of green on my fingers. I'm just taking one of my little stirry sticks and I'm going to just do it right around the edge. You could do it with an X-Acto knife, probably a plastic knife, whatever you want. Just get that in there. I'm going to switch up my sides here. Let's see if I can grab a hold of this now. Should be able to, and I should not be doing this over top of my project, but that's where my camera is, so... Oh, that's why I should not be doing this over my project. Fortunately, it didn't hit anything, so we are good. I am going to go ahead and scrape some of this excess that I have on the foil right into my jar. And then we're going to throw that away. Let's just fold that over and throw that away. Good to have a little napkin handy in case you do get some on your fingers, but as I've said, no worries because it does wash off. No problems, just left a little staining, but I will get that off once I clean my hands. So this is what our chalk paste looks like when you first open it, and I don't know if you can hear this. Can you hear that? It sounds like Rice Krispies in there. So what you're going to do is you're going to give it a nice good stir, get it all around there, so you're not hearing any more of those Rice Krispie sounds. Once you get all the way around. And then you've got this beautiful consistency of yogurt, which is what we are looking for. So I'm just going to scrape off this from my little stick here. Get that back into the jar. I have a pan of water off to the side. Throw that right in there. So that one's good to go. Now my lime is a little bit older, so it's probably going to need a little help. And that's how we help it, with a little tiny spritz of water. So, oh, I need a stirry stick. I need another stirry stick. Let's grab another. And then what you want to do with something that you've had opened a couple times, you want to just kind of add a little bit of water at a time and just kind of get in there and give it a really good stir. Now these plastic stirry sticks are not the best because they're very flimsy. So what I should have done, let's grab our good old handy multi-tool, because that would have made quick work of it, but I already dirtied this stick, so let's just keep going with it, because it gets a little stiff around the sides here, so you're just going to want to give that a good stir. If you need to add more water, don't be afraid to add more water, but it's always best to start off a little at a time. So there we go. I got pretty much what I need. I can go back in later with my multi-tool, but that's the nice consistency that we're looking for. I can definitely get, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of like scrape around the corners down here at the bottom and get more, but for right now, that's all I need for this project. Hello, Stacy. Okay, so let's go ahead and just go ahead and get started. I think what I'll do, maybe I'll do the Luck and Charm and Lime Green and everything else in the Green Envy. So let's just go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and put just a little bit of chalk paste. I just use the container just to scrape the back off. So I usually don't have any chalk paste on the back. I usually just have it right on the front. So we're going to make quick work of this. We're just going to cover the silk screen area. That's all we need to be concerned about. And I do have this up very close to the top so that I could get it to fit on my board here. So hopefully that's not going to be a problem that I'm cutting off letters, but I might be because they are so close to the top up here. Just pull that straight across. See how quick that was once I pulled it across? Just making sure I'm covering all the silk screen area, and I am very close to the top. That might wind up bleeding a little bit because I do have that jammed up there so tight. Okay, now let's flip to the lime real quick. I'm going to try to do this without lifting up, and hopefully it doesn't dry on me. I'm going to try to be quick. And I just realized I completely forgot to check for bubbles before I put my chalk paste on here. Oh boy. Hopefully that's not going to be a problem. There we go. I'm just going to come down here and do Charm. And then that way I can just put a whole lot of the green in the center and do that real quick. Because again, I'm trying to do it without doing the pull down method. I'm just trying to be quick. So let's see. Hopefully I got all that. Got all that excess back in. Now we're going to flip flop back to this. And I'm just going to put a good amount on my squeegee and then just make quick work of this. Pulling straight across, like so. There we go. That was pretty fast, huh? Just getting all that excess back off. Okay, I think we're good. Let's go ahead and try and pull it off. Again, I know the top might be a little messed up because I had it way too close. Down. I love it. I love it. It actually didn't get messed up even though it was so tight up at the top there. How cool is that? So I have these little lights on in the back that I kind of taped inside there. I'm waiting for it to catch up to see if it's making it easier to read or harder to read. I can't tell. Let's see. Let me turn it off real quick and see. But how cute. The lights are from the dollar store. And I threw those in there just to kind of jazz up today's project. So I'm going to go ahead and put my lids back on because I want to dry this. And I don't want to have my chalk paste open while I'm drying because I don't want to dry out my chalk paste, right? Oh, thanks for the hearts. That came out super adorable. Let's give that a quick dry. This will dry on its own in about 2 to 3 minutes. Just want to be careful because it is glass that I'm not getting it too hot. I love how it looks distressed. It's meant to look like that with the different little pieces missing from the letters. I absolutely love that. So there's with the lights on. And I was concerned because the lights didn't quite make it all the way around. So what I did was, that's why I kind of grabbed these little guys. I was thinking I could put these on here, but actually the transfer takes up the whole thing, so I really don't need to worry about that, I don't think. I did get one of these last year from the dollar store, which looks super cute if you just kind of put that on the top. You guys see that? I'm trying to see if that catches up. You could just kind of pop that right onto the top of your box frame, and I thought that would look pretty cute. But I do love the lights in there. How fun is that? All right, that was it. That's today's project. How easy is that, right? So let's slide it off, and I'm going to clean off my transfer so I can show you how you're going to want to take care of your transfers, right? So we can get many, many uses out of them. So here, as I mentioned, is the bucket that I had off to the side. So let's get a towel. Let's put the chalk paste down here and get a towel so that we can clean this transfer off. So I had it in the bucket, or sticky side up, chalk side down, so that the water in here can kind of start to do the work for me of getting some of the chalk paste out. And then, just dry my hands real quick, I have one of our board erasers. So I'm just going to throw in the bucket, and I'm going to flip it back to the chalk side. I'm going to take my board eraser and get a lot of that chalk paste right out of the silkscreen area. And you could see that it had some previous color on my silkscreen. That was from when I did it with the darker pigmented paste and it stained, but it is perfectly fine that it's stained. My silkscreen area is clear, so that's all I need to worry about. And then that way I'll be able to use it again and again. And remember, you can use your transfers on a multitude of different surfaces. It doesn't have to just be chalkboards. You can use it on glass, as we did in today's project. You can use it on wood, burlap, canvas, mirrors, all different things. And then if you wanted to make that permanent, what I would do to make it permanent on something that you can heat set. So if you wanted to make a shirt, which I actually did that last year, I made a shirt with that transfer, then you would use our Couture ink and then you would iron it to make it permanent. If I wanted to make a nice plate, a little Irish plate with that saying on it, I would do the same. I would use the transfer with the Couture ink, and then I would bake it. I would bake it in an oven. You put it in the oven cold, so it's a cold oven to start, and then you turn the oven to 350 and bake it for 30 minutes, and then let it sit in the oven until the oven gets cooled off. So you could do that on any kind of baking dish. Now just remember that our inks are not food safe. So if you are going to put it on some kind of a dish, it would be more of a decorative dish, or you could put some saran wrap or plastic wrap over top if you wanted to serve cookies on the tray. But so many different uses for this one transfer, huh? Pretty awesome. Okay, so all of our accessories are now cleaned, and I was leaving this sit here for last. So since I used my board eraser, all that I'm going to do is just get rid of the excess water on here. And you could see that it wasn't sticky when I took it out of the water. But once I get that water off, it's actually going to start to get sticky again. I'm just going to go back in here and make sure I didn't miss any of the green from the front, which I did pretty good getting most of it off with the board eraser, but I just like to come in one final time. So there's not really much green on there, so that was good. And now we're going to end back on this side, and you can see that it's starting to get sticky again. You can actually even probably see in here, I used glitter on a project with this last year, and I still have glitter on there. And that's okay, it's not in the silkscreen area. So no worries there. Let's grab our carrier sheet, which comes in our packaging. So we want to, what I should have done before I used this, which I did not do, which I'm kind of surprised at myself I didn't do this, but before we remove the carrier sheet, the transfer from the carrier sheet, we should label the back so that we know that's the paper side, and I could tell that this was the shiny side. But just in case you're in a pinch and you're in a rush, you don't want to accidentally put it on the wrong side. So that's why we do go ahead and label the back. So now that my transfer is dry and sticky, I can now return it to its carrier sheet. Hello, Linda Davis Rose. How are you? Just trying to make this so that it's nice and flat. And then what I try to do is just match up, using my finger as a guide here, as best I can to match up the transfer back onto the carrier sheet. And voila. I just want to feel that there aren't any bubbles. I like to make sure that there aren't, because I don't want to run the risk of having it in storage have a little fold or crease in it. And then the next time I go to use it, then that crease would be across my letters. And so I just like to take that extra step just to make sure that it's on my carrier sheet in a good way and no bubbles or folding of any kind. So that's it. Now your transfer is back on its carrier sheet and can be used again and again on different projects. So let's go ahead and bring in our finished piece one more time so you guys can check it out. There it is. Who needs luck when you've got this much charm? That was today's project. Hello, Rhonda. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you're watching the replay, I thank you so much. I will put my online store below, and just wanted to remind you that come February 4th, we have a brand new spring-summer catalog coming out, so I'd love for you guys to check that out. There's so much new amazing things that Chalk Couture has come out with for our new catalog, so very excited about that. I'll put the link to my online store below, and as I mentioned, and I'll put a picture of the finished piece on there as well. Have a great rest of your Saturday. I will talk to you later. Bye.